Welcome back to our channel. If you are new here, our channel deals with trending news from all over the world. Kindly subscribe to ensure that you are notified whenever we upload our videos. Our case today takes us to Nairobi, Kenya. Nairobi serves as the capital and largest city of Kenya. Its name, derived from the Maasai phrase Nkare Nairobi, translates to place of cool waters, a nod to the Nairobi River that flows through the city. According to the 2019 census, the city proper boasts a population of 4,397,073, solidifying its status as a significant urban center. Often referred to as the Green City in the Sun, Nairobi holds a distinctive charm. Established in 1899 by colonial authorities in British East Africa, Nairobi began as a rail depot on the Uganda-Kenya Railway. Rapid growth led to its elevation as the capital of Kenya in 1907, replacing Mombasa. Post-independence in 1963, Nairobi retained its capital status. During the colonial era, the city emerged as a hub for the colony's coffee, tea, and sisal industry. Situated in the south-central part of Kenya, Nairobi sits at an elevation of 1,795 meters, 5,889 feet. Home to the Kenyan Parliament buildings, Nairobi accommodates numerous Kenyan businesses and over 1,000 major international companies and organizations. The United Nations Environment Programme, UN Environment, and the United Nations Office at Nairobi, UNON, are among the prestigious entities located in the city. Nairobi is a flourishing hub for both business and culture, boasting the Nairobi Securities Exchange, NSE, Africa's fourth-largest exchange in terms of trading volume and the second oldest on the continent, capable of handling 10 million trades daily. Additionally, it houses the Nairobi National Park and earned a spot in the UNESCO Global Network of Learning Cities in 2010. Today we are covering the gruesome murder of Rita Waeni Muendo, a 20-year girl Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology student, whose mutilated body was found in an Airbnb. Let's take a minute or two to understand how Airbnb work and their safety. Airbnb. Airbnb is a platform that connects hosts and guests who want to rent or stay in someone's home. It was founded in 2008 by Brian Chesky, Nathan Blecharczyk, and Joe Gebbia. Airbnb allows hosts to rent out their homes, apartments, or rooms to guests for short-term stays. Guests can search for available listings based on location, price, and other criteria. Airbnb also offers experiences, which are activities hosted by locals, such as cooking classes, guided tours, and outdoor adventures. Airbnb provides a trusted platform for collecting and transferring payments, and it verifies personal profiles and listings to ensure safety and security. Airbnb requires hosts to provide safety information to guests, including the presence of cameras and other security devices on the property, even if they are turned off. Hosts must also complete all safety and accessibility sections with helpful details about what to expect, such as pool/hot tub access, body of water access, climbing or play structure access, unprotected heights, and potentially dangerous animals. Hosts must also inform guests of the number of vehicles they can park on the property, on-street parking information, the type and number of pets on the property, and whether guests should expect to share any spaces, kitchen, bathroom, patio, etc., with others. To become an Airbnb host, you need to meet some basic requirements. First, you need to have a space to rent out, such as a room, apartment, or house. You also need to be at least 18 years old and have a government-issued ID. Additionally, you need to have a bank account or PayPal account to receive payments from Airbnb. You should also be able to communicate with guests in the language they speak and respond to booking requests within 24 hours. Airbnb's terms of service are a binding legal agreement between Airbnb and its users. By accessing or using the Airbnb platform, you agree to comply with and be bound by these terms. The terms of service contain important information about your legal rights, remedies, and obligations. Airbnb has different terms of service for different regions. If your country of residence or establishment is within the European Economic Area, EEA, Switzerland or the United Kingdom, the terms of service for European users apply to you. If your country of residence or establishment is outside of Australia, the EEA, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom, the terms of service for non-European users apply to you. If your country of residence or establishment is within Australia, the terms of service for Australian users apply to you. The terms of service cover topics such as searching and booking on Airbnb, cancellations, travel issues, refunds, and booking modifications. Airbnb has a verification process in place to help ensure the safety and security of hosts and guests. The process involves verifying the identity of users by asking Rita Waeni case. On Sunday, January 14, the body of a woman was found dismembered and dumped in a dustbin moments after she was in the company of a man who booked an Airbnb along TRM Drive. Initial police report indicated that the suspect booked the one-bedroom house over the counter at Jully Mini Supermarket. Nairobi, police have launched investigations after an identified woman was found murdered in an apartment in Roysambu, Kasarani. Initial reports indicated the 20-year-old woman was stabbed to death by a man suspected to be her lover after an overnight stay in an Airbnb. The man who had booked a room at TRM Drive with the woman allegedly returned the key on the morning of Sunday, January 14, before disappearing. A video has emerged showing detectives from Kasarani police station collecting the remains of the woman from the apartment. From the trading video, the woman's body had been dismembered and wrapped up in a bag. The officers could be seen carrying 2 bags with blood dripping as members of the public watched in shock. Confirmed reports indicate the killer vanished with the head, as it was missing when police arrived. Detectives probing the case have been having a hard time trying to establish the identity of the man behind the gruesome murder. However, detectives made a breakthrough after accessing CCTV footage from the neighboring buildings, showing the clear face of the main suspect. The CCTV footage captured the suspect's last moments before he allegedly killed the lady, who has now been positively identified by the family. In the footage, the suspect is seen walking while talking on the phone around 4:20 p.m. on Saturday, January 13, outside a shop adjacent to the building where the body parts were found. He walks straight to the cashier and hands him his phone before the cashier gives him a key and hands back his phone. From the footage, the suspect, who was wearing a white cap and spectacles, appeared to be in a hurry. He returned after 5 minutes and handed over the payment to the cashier before leaving, and still, this time he was firmly holding in his hands a black bag. This was the last time the suspect was captured on camera, as he never returned the keys the following day as agreed. As police continue to narrow down the perpetrators of the heinous act, further details about what could have happened in the house where the woman's mutilated body was found continue to emerge. On Tuesday, January 16, police arrested 3 suspects, including one at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, JKIA, as he tried to flee the country. The suspects will have to undergo an identification parade before the Airbnb operators and concerning the CCTV footage retrieved so that police officers can point out exactly who killed the woman in a manner that has shaken the world. Even as the police continue to get good leads into the matter after retrieving Instagram chats between the deceased and the suspect, the motive for the killing remains unknown. They indicated that the suspect was strategic about not sharing his contact details with the woman and kept off-phone conversations. After probing the room, the officers strongly suspect that the man behind the killing drugged the woman, slept with her, and then dragged her into the bedroom, where he killed her. Excerpts from the Instagram chat accessed by police indicate the man told the woman he was wearing white shoes, which corresponds to the image captured in the CCTV footage. On Monday, January 15, the family of the woman whose body was found stuffed in trash bags positively identified her. The decapitated body had been taken to Nairobi's city mortuary, where shocked family members identified it. This was despite some missing body parts, and DNA tests will be used to make the final determination of whether she is their kin. According to reports, the family was too shocked to comment on the painful revelation of a relative killed in the most inhumane way one could have in the wickedest of their imaginations. The family members said they could not comment and would wait for the police to complete their investigations. This came on a day when detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, spent over 5 hours around the crime scene to gather as much evidence as possible to arrest the suspect, who is still at large. During this search, the detectives retrieved a clearer picture of the suspect, who was donning a cap and carrying a black bag. The image was retrieved from the CCTV footage captured at the shop where the man paid for the room. The exact room that the man booked was in a building that did not have CCTV cameras. Last moments of woman killed in Roysambu. Airbnb sources who spoke to the press also disclosed that the deceased had intimated to her friend that she was going to have dinner with a friend in Roysambu on the fateful Saturday evening. However, a day later, the deceased had neither communicated back nor returned, and her phone was switched off. Chronology of Roysambu's killing. On Sunday, January 14, a woman was found killed and her body stuffed in trash bags in a room that a man had booked. The young woman killed brutally at a Roysambu Airbnb has been identified as 20-year-old Rita Waeni, a JKUAT student. In a statement sent to the media, her family shared a detailed account of the events leading to her tragic ending. They disclosed that the young woman left her aunt's home and informed the family that she was going to meet a friend. The grieving family expressed their profound sorrow and shattered hearts over the tragic and untimely death of their daughter. Rita was at JKUAT. Rita was on the brink of embarking on her final year at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, JKUAT, when her life was brutally cut short. The harrowing incident occurred on Saturday, January 13, 2024, when she left her aunt's residence in Syokimo to meet with a friend. Little did the family know that this would mark the beginning of a nightmare that would end in devastating loss. The following morning, at 5 a.m., her father received a chilling message from her phone number, demanding a ransom of 500,000 Kenyan shillings within 24 hours for her release. Killer demanded ransom without hesitation. The family reported the matter to the police and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, triggering immediate investigations. The perpetrator did not stop at one demand, sending 2 additional messages, pressing for the ransom. Tragically, the family was unable to obtain further details or negotiate, as some demands were made after Rita had already been murdered.
The Mutia family was devastated upon receiving confirmation that their daughter, Rita Waeni Muendo, had been brutally murdered, her lifeless body discovered near Thika Road Mall. Suspected of being lured under false pretenses, Rita's tragic demise unfolded amidst a heartless demand for money, even after her untimely death. A final-year student at Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, JKUAT, Rita left her aunt's residence in Syokimo for a meeting on a Saturday, setting in motion a chain of events that would shatter her family's world. The family recounted the distressing events leading up to Rita's death. A ransom message demanding 500,000 shillings for her release arrived on her father's phone at 5 a.m. on Sunday, purportedly from Rita's phone. Despite involving the police and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, the family continued to receive messages demanding the ransom. Rita's lifeless body, tragically missing her head, was discovered concealed in a paper bag off Thika Road, adding another layer of horror to the already grim situation. Shockingly, the extortion continued even after Rita's demise. Described as intelligent, caring, and possessing a contagious laughter that lit up any room, Rita's untimely departure left a void in the hearts of those who knew her. The grieving family, while expressing gratitude for the support received from the DCI, appealed for privacy and respect from the media as they grappled with their profound loss. They pledged full cooperation with authorities in the pursuit of justice for Rita, hoping that those responsible for her senseless murder would be brought to account. The tragedy sparked widespread condemnation and renewed calls for enhanced measures to tackle such heinous crimes and safeguard the well-being of women in society. In a significant development, police apprehended 3 individuals linked to the brutal murder. The prime suspect was captured at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport while attempting to flee to Abuja, Nigeria. 2 other suspects are currently detained at Kasarani Police Station for allegedly aiding the main suspect. Under the guidance of the Kasarani OCPD, detectives diligently gathered evidence related to the shocking murder, with CCTV footage and phone triangulation tracing the suspect's movements to the Ruaka area in Kiambu County. The suspect, believed to have used a hacksaw in dismembering the victim's body, is suspected to have showcased the body parts to his employers as proof of completion. Meanwhile, the family of the unidentified victim visited City Mortuary in Nairobi in an attempt to identify her. However, due to the absence of crucial body parts, they were advised to await further analysis before making any public disclosures. The motive behind the murder remains elusive, with the suspect reportedly dismembering the victim's body before wrapping the parts in a bedsheet and paper bag. Investigations revealed that the suspect had booked the room using a mobile number registered under a woman's name. In a significant breakthrough, detectives recovered Rita's head from a dam in Kiambu County, along with some of her belongings, including her mobile phone. The investigation, marked by the dismemberment of Rita's body and the attempt to remove DNA evidence, has left investigators puzzled. Government pathologist Johansen Ojuwer highlighted the unusual nature of the case, stating that the skin appeared to be cut with a sharp object, while the bones seemed to be sawed off with a hacksaw. Toxicology analysis is underway to determine if Rita was drugged before her murder. Witnesses in the murder probe indicated that the suspect spoke Swahili, leading detectives to believe that he may be Kenyan. The use of social media, particularly Instagram, was uncovered as the platform where Rita and her killer initially connected. As the investigation progresses, detectives are committed to apprehending the suspect still at large, bringing a semblance of closure to Rita's grieving family. Detectives investigating the murder of Rita in Roysambu, Nairobi, have uncovered evidence suggesting that the victim and the suspect had connected through the social media platform Instagram. The details were extracted from the Rita's cracked account, revealing that the two avoided voice calls and WhatsApp, relying solely on Instagram for communication. The detectives believe the man, who initiated contact, had unclear motives. The duration of their interaction remains unclear, but investigators suspect they communicated up to the day of their meeting. The suspect allegedly convinced Rita to meet him, claiming he intended to travel abroad. The investigators are working to establish the motive behind the murder and are yet to recover the Rita's head. Rita left her Syokimau home for Roysambu for the meeting, informing a friend that she was going for dinner and would return. Although the family has identified the body, the police have urged them to wait for forensic results. The conversation between the two suggests the man instructed Rita to meet him at the TRM bus stop, specifying his attire and asking for hers. They met and proceeded to a pre-booked room. Police are investigating whether Rita was drugged before being abused and killed, with suspicions that the murder occurred in the room's bathroom. The suspect allegedly used a hacksaw to dismember the body, packing the parts in a bed sheet and later a paper bag, which he disposed of in a dustbin. 3 suspects, including a foreigner apprehended at the airport, are being questioned. CCTV footage and phone triangulation placed the suspect in Ruaka, Kiambu. Police sought and obtained permission from a magistrate to extend the custody of 2 men, William Ovi Opia and John Bull Aspor, until January 31, as investigations into the murder of university student Rita Waeni Muendo are ongoing. The magistrate granted the request, allowing the police more time to gather evidence. Rita Waeni's murder has sparked widespread outrage, leading to increased calls for action against violence targeting women. In addition to the 2 new suspects, 4 Kenyan individuals are in custody in connection to the killing. Another person, traveling on a Mozambican passport, was apprehended while attempting to leave the country. William Ovi Opia, found with an expired Nigerian passport, and John Bull Aspor, who had lost his passport 2 years ago, are the latest suspects. The police seized various items from their apartment, including a butcher's knife and a small axe suspected to have been used in the murder and mutilation of the university student. Mr. Opia claimed to have purchased the axe online for self-defense. The arrests took place in Ndenderu, a town approximately 20 kilometers from Nairobi, close to where the police recovered a head suspected to belong to Ms. Waeni, along with her phone and some of her missing items. The ongoing investigation aims to uncover the motives behind the gruesome crime and bring justice to the victim and her family. Femicide. Gender-based violence remains a pressing and alarming issue in Kenya, with a national survey in 2022 revealing that approximately 34% of women reported experiencing physical violence. This distressing statistic underscores the pervasive nature of gender-based violence, highlighting the urgent need for comprehensive and effective measures to address this social epidemic. The recent case of femicide, exemplified by the brutal murder of Rita Waeni Muendo, has sparked widespread shock and outrage. Amnesty International Kenya's executive director, Irungu Houghton, expressed profound concern and condemnation in response to the heinous crime. The term femicide specifically refers to the intentional killing of women based on their gender, often stemming from deeply rooted societal issues such as misogyny, gender inequality, and a culture of violence against women. Femicide is not merely an isolated incident but indicative of a larger pattern of violence against women in the country. It extends beyond physical harm to encompass various forms of gender-based violence, including emotional, psychological, and sexual abuse. Women continue to face systemic challenges in accessing justice and protection, perpetuating a cycle of vulnerability. Efforts to combat femicide and gender-based violence require a multifaceted approach, involving legislative reforms, enhanced law enforcement, and comprehensive support systems for survivors. Additionally, fostering a cultural shift that challenges harmful gender norms and promotes equality is essential. Civil society organizations, human rights activists, and the broader community must collaborate to create a society where women are safe, respected, and free from the threat of violence based on their gender. Raising awareness, educating the public, and holding perpetrators accountable are crucial steps in addressing femicide and dismantling the societal structures that enable such violence. The case of Rita Waeni Muendo serves as a stark reminder of the urgency to address the root causes of gender-based violence and work collectively toward a society that ensures the safety and well-being of all its members, irrespective of gender. Rituals. Ritual killings have emerged as a growing menace that is often overlooked by government and security agencies, creating a pressing need for concerted efforts to eliminate this disturbing trend. Despite the mystical nature of these acts, there is a critical need for proactive measures to address the escalating cases, as they pose a significant threat to the safety and well-being of individuals, particularly women. The prevailing legal framework often faces challenges in dealing with ritual killings, as these acts may not be empirically verifiable except when linked to murder or other related crimes. Regardless of the logic or efficacy of ritual killings in bringing wealth, the grim reality is that some individuals are entrenched in the belief that sacrificing human blood is the pathway to riches, safety, and protection. The frequency and degree to which people turn to dark and ritualistic methods for quick wealth continue to rise. This disturbing trend has profound consequences, particularly for women who become victims of these heinous acts. The urgent call for action involves not only addressing the criminality of ritual killings but also implementing policies that safeguard women from violence and dismantling cultural beliefs that put them at risk. Women, who bear the brunt of these ritual killings, should not live in perpetual fear of being subjected to violence, abduction, or murder for ritualistic purposes. There is a collective demand for the formulation and implementation of policies that offer comprehensive protection to women and the eradication of cultural practices that perpetuate such atrocities. To combat ritual killings effectively, it is essential to foster a cultural shift away from beliefs that encourage violence and harm. Education and awareness campaigns can play a crucial role in challenging these dark beliefs and promoting a society where women can exercise their rights to life and security without fear. Collaborative efforts between government agencies, civil society organizations, and the community at large are imperative to create an environment where women can thrive without being subjected to the horrors of ritualistic violence. The time is ripe for comprehensive and remedial actions to ensure the safety, dignity, and rights of women are upheld and protected. The case of Rita Waeni Muendo remains an active and open investigation for the Kenya Division of Criminal Investigations. Authorities are diligently pursuing every lead and avenue to bring clarity and resolution to this tragic incident. The commitment of the investigators underscores the gravity of the case and the determination to uncover the truth surrounding the circumstances of Rita Waeni Muendo's untimely death. In the pursuit of justice, the Kenya Division of Criminal Investigations continues to follow leads, gather evidence, and collaborate with various entities to shed light on the events leading to Rita's demise. The complexity of the case demands thorough examination and careful consideration of all relevant factors to ensure a comprehensive understanding. As the investigation progresses, the authorities remain steadfast in their mission to uncover the motives behind the crime, identify the perpetrators, and hold them accountable for their actions. The pursuit of justice for Rita Waeni Muendo remains a top priority for the investigators, and their commitment reflects the broader societal determination to address and eradicate such heinous acts. In the face of this ongoing investigation, the hope is that the truth will prevail, providing solace to Rita's family and friends while serving as a testament to the unwavering dedication of law enforcement in ensuring justice for those who have been wronged. In loving memory of Rita Waeni Muendo.